Hello and welcome back to X-Plane 11. Thank you very much for joining me in this video, and today we are going to be leaving from Humberside Airport over in the northern states. So this is I think East Lincolnshire or Northeast Lincolnshire, and we're going to be going north. So we're going to be having a look at this sort of area, the Humber, the estuary of the River Humber. I think it's called the River Humber. So obviously everything that's called Humberside, which means Hull. We'll have a look at the bridge that goes over that. Then we're going to start heading north. We're going to Yorkshire. We're going to go over some of the, I think they're called the North York Moors. We'll also try and actually go over the city of York, and then we're going to go north. So I think it's from Humber we'll go to York. From Hull we'll go to York. There's no town called Humber. From Hull we'll go to York. From York we'll go north, go over the North York Moors, and then from there we're going to go over to Middlesbrough and Newcastle, have a look at Newcastle, and land at Newcastle Airport, taking a look at the ORBX TrueEarth Great Britain Central scenery. I think this is going to be the last part of the first look / review. Yeah, this should be pretty good. Hopefully the weather holds out for us. Doesn't look too bad right now. We've got some scattered clouds at around 2,500, 3,000 feet, so we should be good. We do have a bit of a crosswind that I'm going to have to contend with, but aside from that, I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue. He says, hopefully. Anyway, this might be a slightly long video, but hopefully it will be a good one, so make sure you stay tuned for the next half an hour to 40 minutes maybe for that. Okay, so ready to go over at the Humberside Airport, and I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off and we're going to head in that direction towards the coast, towards the town of Grimsby and Cleethorpes and that kind of area, and then we're going to follow the River Humber in. We'll go back across, then we should have Hull sort of directly ahead of us. We'll go over Hull, we'll go over the bridge, have a look around there, then we'll head towards York. Hopefully the head tracking works today. I'm hoping it should do the trick. And I should remember which way the wind is blowing or coming in from. There's the wind. Just let the aircraft drift, gear up. In fact, I guess I'll turn the aircraft in this way. There we go. Not going to fight the wind too much. Flaps in. And let's get ourselves turning over in that direction. Bring our rate of climb down just a little bit. 700 foot per minute is fairly good. We're currently at 800, getting towards 1000. Slight weather update. I'm still working on these weather updates and why that keeps happening. And there we have it. That is the River Humber and the estuary. So we'll find the bridge very soon. And what I'm going to do actually is I am going to bring some, get rid of that. There we go. We'll need some of that instrument lighting. And let's hold ourselves at around 1,500 feet for now. I think that's going to be a good altitude, so do that. Bring that down quite nicely. Perfect. And our rate of climb is dropping off nice and slowly. It's 1,400. Just get ourselves just a little bit more. Okay, that, I suppose that will do. Lovely, let's trim up for 1,500. Or let's just trim up for this current condition. And we can have a look around at what we have. So right here we have a few towns, it seems. I think we've got Immingham and Grimsby down here. If I have got my geography correct. It's a little bit loud as well, isn't it, this aircraft? I'll probably drop the volume of the aircraft just a bit. Weather's not too bad. Could have been nicer, but you know, you can't pick the weather all the time. I'm trying to give you a very authentic British flying experience, and this is authentic British experiences right here. This is what happens in Britain. So now I'm just trying to get an idea as to where exactly we are. So I think Grimsby, I think this might be Grimsby and Immingham. Certainly looks like the area. I don't know of any other sort of towns or anything that sort of sits along the coast like this, aside from Grimsby and Immingham and Cleethorpes. My only problem is I'm not all too familiar with the place. But I mean, taking a look at all of this, it does look fairly realistic. I'm looking for parks. Yeah, I think this is Grimsby. There's the docks. So there we go. We've flown over Grimsby. Small town. Does look nice though, doesn't it? And so what we're going to do is we're going to try and turn back around, and now we're going to fly up the Humber from here. Now we are flying completely VFR. So again, a point I made in the last video was that to have scenery like we have, this ORBX scenery, to fly VFR, this is really important, because if we didn't have this scenery, flying VFR would be very, very difficult. And of course at the moment it isn't. So now we fly straight up the Humber, and we should get ourselves right up to Hull, and we should get ourselves right over to the bridge. That's the idea anyway. So let's turn in there. We could use Avitab to, again, I keep forgetting that we've got this. This would give us an idea of where we are. If it loads, that is. And that's not got to do with Avitab, that's got to do with Wi-Fi playing up. That's all, so probably going to have difficulty loading. I'll leave it up though, just in case it does load in a few seconds. I'm sure it will. But in the meantime, we're going to fly straight up the river and see what we find. Bring that mixture back. Yeah, it's not happy, is it? Oh well, never mind. So I know where we are, roughly. He says hopefully. Not entirely sure where he is. Somebody did point out something about X-Plane not having moving water yet. Now, yes, I do, and this wasn't a comment about ORBX, this was just a general X-Plane comment. Yes, I see that it doesn't have moving water yet, but in the grand scheme of things, at the moment, yes, whilst it can bug me a little bit, it's not that bad at all. It's not a problem. Overall, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hit that, click, hit that, there we go. Now we can have much more of a calmer look. There's a ship, there's the bridge. So we are going to fly over Hull, and then we're going to go, so we're going to fly that way across the bridge and then go over to York. I'm going to see if I can get maximum speed out of this. Let's see what kind of speed we can get. Currently we've got about 125 knots. And I guess I could say that I wish that the ships were moving. Is that ship moving? I don't think it is. Now, I suppose we could do with that moving, but aside from that, yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad on the water. Although I swear that the River Humber isn't sort of this blue. There are areas where it's just supposed to be rather muddy. And so we are flying in towards Hull now. We just change course to a heading of what, 310? About 310. That's the city of Hull. Should probably switch this on. In real life this would be on like that. I wonder if Avitab wants to work now. Nope, still nothing. That's annoying. Never mind. Don't need it. Don't need it. And then I think my idea is going to be that we get to the bridge and then we'll sort of turn to a heading of... Ooh. In fact, I guess we should, yeah, once we get to the bridge, we turn back to a heading of 300, 310. We should find ourselves in York. In theory. Let me just cancel that for a moment. Just need to sort of have a look at the time We're already 15 minutes in now. I think we should get to York within half an hour. This can be a long video, who cares? I've done a long video before, I've done a 1 hour video. And I suppose as this is the last part, it's probably a good idea to do a longer video so that I can get my final thoughts across and tell you what I think of this aircraft. Oh, sorry, not of the aircraft, of the scenery, yes. Not the aircraft. Oh, welcome to Hull. Looks great. What we're going to do, I think, is if we turn off to heading of 270, we can leave Hull off our starboard, off our starboard, full stop. And then we get to see the Humber Bridge. So we should have Hull to the starboard and over to the port, or to port, we should have the Humber Bridge literally come into view right across there, which would be lovely. Now I am considering tuning in a couple of VORs. I'm just thinking what the correct VORs would be. So I don't actually know what the right VORs are going to be. Another look. We've got a stadium over there. What's the name of that stadium? The name of that stadium is the KCOM Stadium. There you have it. Oh, somebody also mentioned, speaking of stadiums, somebody mentioned that the Old Trafford is coming to the scenery in a service pack. So we don't have to worry about that. And of course here is the Humber Bridge, which is looking splendid. And to help me navigate, I suppose I really should be looking for a couple of VORs. Now I suppose I don't actually know any VORs in the area. That is a problem. That's definitely a problem. There's the bridge though. And for those of you who have watched my Euro Truck Simulator series, you'll probably recognise this. What VOR can I fly on this that will help me? Oh, that really does look quite nice. That's very well made. Interesting fact about this bridge is that though it doesn't look that big from here, but the angle of the two towers on the bridge, I forgot what those are called. Well done, brain. But the suspension towers, the two of them are not aligned with each other because they actually have to bend to the curvature of the earth. That's how long that bridge actually is. And for something in Britain, that's quite something. Alright, so now we're there. Let's go on to a heading of... Oops. Don't click it again. Let's go for a heading for about 300. So pretty much heading northwest now, and this should get us very, very quickly to York. Just see Hull. Can we look behind us? Just about. You can see Hull disappearing behind us. So 10 minutes we should be in York. Now again, looking for VORs. That's again the River Humber down that side. But the only VOR I can think of that's going to help me here is... will Pole Hill help me? I can't see Pole Hill helping me in any which way. No, I can't see. How's Pole Hill going to help me? I don't think it is. There's no VOR I know of that's going to help me here. At all. Well, that's fine. We'll just manage completely VFR. No, nothing at all. No instruments, no radio instruments whatsoever. We're just going to enjoy the journey. So got another quarry over there. What I'll try and do is I'll try and point out a few of these things. Now, somebody did say that it would be nice if I could fly in certain places. What I'm planning to do is once all 3 packs for the UK are out, I'll probably do maybe a tour of the UK or something like that, and I'll let you guys give me suggestions. Where do you want me to fly? I'll find some history out about it and just fly around the areas. I think that would be quite nice. Right, trying to get an idea of where exactly I am and what road is what. I'm going to make an assumption that road down there is the A1079. That's the Humber. Although it might not be. That might be the A63. So I don't fancy following that because that seems to be going. Actually, at this point, it might be worth me turning to follow that. Oh, we've got a bit of stuttering here. Nothing too major. I am worried that might be turning to the M62, A63 to the M62. So I need to have a look on this side. Do I have another road? I'm going to trust myself and fly in this direction. What's that in the distance? Lots of power stations. Hello. Okay. What's our fuel like? Plenty of fuel. Okay, we've got lots of power stations I can see. So let's see if I can get an idea of where that is in relation to where I am. Not a clue. Not a clue whatsoever. I can still see the river, and that road goes back past the river, which does lead me to believe that is the M62. And that indeed is the M62, and that is not the river. Oh, that is not the road I need to follow. Because that will start taking me back towards Leeds, I believe. And that then from there goes all the way over towards Manchester. Because that's the road we were following last time, from Manchester to get to Liverpool. I think it was the M62, M62 or M60. M62, yeah, I'm fairly sure of that. But at this point and this speed, we should start seeing York in front of us fairly soon. We've got a little town here. I'm just wondering whether this is could this be Pocklington? Potentially. It might be Shippenthorpe, Market Whiten, that area. Potential for that. It's very difficult to tell when you don't know the area. I think that might have been Pocklington. And if so, we should be able to use that to help us out by looking for some... Should we find some of those? Should we try Avitab one more time? Nope, nothing. Okay, now I definitely know I've got internet, so there must just be a bug. Let me see. Yeah, look, I've still got information here. Yeah, I've still got information. It's just the map that seems to be bugged out for some reason. Could maybe change the type of maps. That might help us a little bit. I don't think that's going to give us... Oh, there we go. Alright. We are getting maps. Here we go. Alright, and there's York. So I was right. I was flying in the right direction. Let's change course to 310. Don't know why the maps are being so annoying, but at least we've got some now. And we should fly straight into York. Enjoy the area. There we go. There's York ahead of us. In fact, I really didn't need the maps. If I just kept flying, I would have been able to see York. And then once we get over York, we're going to pretty much head due north. That's the idea anyway. See if there's anything else I can really point out over here. Nothing that I really know. Part of a river again. There should be maybe an airfield. Actually, we should be coming up. The way we're coming into York, there should be an airfield coming up, which is an air museum, I think. I'm just trying to get a better idea of exactly where we are. Lots of farmland though, all very accurate, exactly as you would expect. And thankfully the weather is holding out, although, whoa, hands on controls just in case. We have some turbulence here. And when this happens, even if you've got an autopilot on, hands on the controls just in case. Looks like we've got some downdrafts. No, it just seems to be just a pocket of turbulence. It might have been a downdraft, but it's not. There's the air museum. There you go. There's the airport. Exactly as I thought it would be. And then apparently there's a maze here somewhere, but I'm not sure if that's going to be represented. No, I don't see any representation of a maze. Unless that's it there, something there, but not too sure. Alright, and in York we can already see some of the landmarks of York. There's the York Cathedral, right there. York is a very interesting city. I've been to York before, and sort of the entire city centre is all but locked down. You can't actually take cars into it because of sort of how historic it is. That there is the University of York, or one of the campuses. I think it's the... oops. Well, my head tracking decided to have a wobble. That's the East Campus of the University of York. But like I said, sort of there's this middle part of York that you just cannot go into. And that's why I was sort of curious about having a look at York itself. So you've got the cathedral, which is right there. And then you've got the river that goes through it, which I think you can you just see the river? Where's the river? I'm trying to look for it. There it is. And this sort of area, I mean, it's represented all right. I think the buildings should be older in this area. Oh wait, yes, there are a number of old buildings popping up. Look. If I just switch off the head tracking a tick, take a look at that. They've just got a load of old buildings in these areas. That is pretty much York, and I think that area you just cannot drive in. As far as I know, there are small parts of those areas that cannot be driven in. And I think the cathedral, is it called York Minster? I don't know. I don't know whether it's called the cathedral itself, but it's just York Minster or something. Anyway, at this point, we should turn north. This is a bad idea to do in turbulence. That's a York train station, as you would expect. And the railway museum itself. This train's obviously going in and out. Again, another famous thing. York is famous for trains. And now we're sort of going to head north towards Middlesbrough and Newcastle. Now the only thing I'm going to say about that is that this is going to take a while. So I may end up skipping a part of it. I may just end up skipping a part of this. But as you can see ahead, see all those hills? That's the North York Moors. And for that, I think I may need to climb. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I will probably skip ahead until I get into the moors, and I'll probably get a bit of a climb going. So I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Probably be a few minutes for me. Okay, so here we are now over the North York Moors, or Yorkshire Moors? I don't actually know. I think it's York Moors. But they look really nice. This is a place I'd like to visit. Probably drive down that road. What's that road? Let's find out. What road would that be? It doesn't even have a number. But I've sort of got ourselves over halfway over the moors. You can see a radio mast over there, accurately represented. We've got everything here is actually fairly accurately represented. Got little towns and everything here, but we are clearing them. And you can see on the other side we do have the ocean, and that is the North Sea. What we're going to do is at this point, let's turn out of the moors, so you can see where the moors are ending. So we're going to turn out of the moors, and we should, hopefully, in theory, end up flying right over Middlesbrough. So I think a good heading would be 330. Take a 30-degree turn. And that looks like that should be a pretty good heading. I can see a town ahead of me, a city ahead of me. There you go, there's Middlesbrough. Lovely, there's Middlesbrough right there. Actually, that there might be Redcar, that's Middlesbrough. But we get to see parts of England that even I haven't actually been to. I'd like to go to one day, but we'll see. Maybe one day. It's definitely one of those things, though. One, you have to do in summer so that you have enough time, because you can't do this at night mostly. And in Britain, well, as you guys know, it can turn to sun will rise at what 8 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. And I think it's about, at the moment, I think it's about 8 o'clock or thereabouts is when the sun rises. And the sun sets at the moment, it's gone to almost to 5 o'clock. But in winter, or at least in the middle of winter, sort of a month ago, you were talking about 8:15 sunrise and 4:30, if that, 4:15 sunset, 4 o'clock. I think at one point it was as early as 4 o'clock for the sunset. So yeah, not a lot of daytime, but in summer, in many ways, the sun doesn't actually set. Look at that. Just leaving the moors now. Looking lovely. But yes, in many ways, the sun doesn't set. So it doesn't... on some days, it may not truly go completely dark. You'll still be able to see a little bit of light. Which is, you know, that's awesome. And you've got sunrise at 4 o'clock, and the actual sunset is about 9:30, 9:45. That's when sunset is. So it looks awesome. What is that? Looks like a volcano. What is it? I need to check that out. It does actually look like a volcano, that does. And I don't even know what the name of this is. Just trying to work out where am I looking? Sort of straight down from there. Not a clue. I can't see it now. But anyway, welcome to Middlesbrough. Also fairly accurately represented. You've got the business park there. Teeside or T-Bay, whatever it's called. I think it's called T-Bay. This is the River Tees. That's where the name comes from. That's Middlesbrough itself. Should we fly over Middlesbrough, or should we sort of... Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll turn in to a heading of... Let's go for 320. So sort of fly a little bit over Middlesbrough. It's just the edge of it. I believe this area is called Teesville, as you would expect. There's a hospital somewhere out there. Maybe we'll be able to see that. Is that it? Oh, that's it. There we go. I think that's it right there. That's the James Cook Hospital. Yep. Certainly looks like it. So again, that's the other thing. The accuracy of all of this, it gives us a chance to... It gives us a chance to have a look around and fly by looking out the window, and that's really important. So the football stadium, I wonder whose football stadium that is. That was a joke. That is the Riverside Stadium, which is Middlesbrough. I'm not too sure about those two there. They probably are there, but I don't know. I mean, most likely there are those. It's just a bit odd to see two cooling towers in the city. Although I suppose that is the edge of the city. This is the city here. Yeah, this is the city we're looking at right now. So that's the hospital, as I pointed out. Definitely the hospital. We've got a train station not too far from there as well. Wow, this actually Middlesbrough doesn't look that bad. Looks very nice, very promising. Another place maybe to visit. I think that's Albert Park, not the Albert Park as in the one that you get in for Formula 1. And now we're crossing over the River Tees, as you can see. And again, I have to say, I am amazed with the frame rate I get. With all my settings cranked up, aside from reflections, the frame rate is amazing. There's the business park. I think that's the business park. Don't know. I'm sure it is, but you know, I can easily make a mistake. Maybe it's an industrial park, maybe not a business park. Yeah, maybe it's an industrial park, not a business park, I don't know. But anyway, next stop is, well, I don't know, should we do a fly past Hartlepool? Go do a fly past Hartlepool, or I could skip right the way up to Newcastle, which I think I might do. Yeah, I might do that. So, yep, see you in a few seconds. And here we are, Newcastle upon Tyne, or at least Newcastle upon Tyne over there. In fact, you can see a lot of the landmarks. We're going to fly right over them very, very soon. We've got South Shields and North Shields there. The River Tyne, of course, as you would expect. And Tynemouth, or Tynemouth, I suppose, if you want to pronounce it like that. I didn't know Newcastle was this hilly. That's something I did not know. But oh, does this look really quite good? This really does look good. So of course, one of the main landmarks of Newcastle is St James Park, which you can just see. In fact, let's turn in. There we go. That should give us a good view of Newcastle. There you go. There's everything in Newcastle. You've got St James Park there. You've got all the bridges. I'm looking for the train station. It should be just over that. There you go. There's the train station, just there. Absolutely beautiful. Really does look like Newcastle. Now, unfortunately, I don't know the names of these bridges. That's one thing, unfortunately, I do not know. But I mean, it does look like Newcastle, and that's the important part. Because even if it isn't 100% accurate, this sort of accuracy really does help. You can see, so at the moment the buildings sort of fade in and out. I'm trying to figure out how to improve that. I mean, the fade's great, but I wish I could see those buildings from this distance with that kind of lighting. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to see if I can get this off the wing. I'm hoping I can get this off the starboard side again. And then we'll come in for a landing at Newcastle International Airport. I didn't get to see too much, but still, there's Newcastle. That's pretty nice, that's pretty well done, I have to admit. There's the train station right there, there's Newcastle train station, again St James Park. We saw the bridges, we're sort of on the River Tyne now. And now I have the tough task of figuring out how to land at Newcastle Airport. That's going to be fun. Right, let's figure this one out. Step 1, start slowing the aircraft down a smidge. Step 2, fuel pump on for the descent. Step 3, get myself comfortable and reset my head tracking. Step 4, zoom in on this. I think the runway is runway 07. That is a... what's the rings on that? Don't actually know. It's fine, we'll work it out. Oh, there it is, 15 miles. And now... this is fine. Alright. Let's start a nice, gentle descent. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. My final thoughts, again, another fantastic product from ORBX, well worth a purchase, I think, if you like VFR scenery and the United Kingdom. Don't forget to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on... what's this? X-Plane 11. Why did I forget what this was for a second? X-Plane 11. Leave a comment in the comments box letting me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ecgadgets. Your support will be massively appreciated. Also, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/ecgadgets, and on social media at ecgadgetlp for both Twitter and Instagram. That's all from me, and I'll see you guys next time in X-Plane 11, where, well, I guess you'll just have to find out, because I really haven't decided. I'll see you guys then.